Woo! What's going on, guys? Armstorm coming at you guys today with another video. And today's video is the preview. This is the Week 18 preview. The Detroit Lions going to Lambeau Field to play the Green Bay Packers. Lions coming in at 8-8, second NFC North. The Green Bay Packers also at 8-8, but third in the NFC North. We have that game up on them because we beat them earlier in the season. I had something on my hand there. That's okay. Let's wipe it off. But this is the biggest game of the year. Obviously, you guys know what's going on, man. We got playoff implications on the line. The Green Bay Packers do also. The Green Bay Packers win, they are in no matter what. We need a little bit of help. We need the Seattle Seahawks to lose to the LA Rams, and we need to win a football game. So we need some help. Packers don't. And that's just the way it is. It's the biggest game of the year. How many times have we said that? But that's just the way it goes. Now let's go with the injuries. And there's a couple, but there's not really some major injuries. But there's a brand new one that popped up for the Detroit Lions that I saw today. So we always start with the away team. So we start off with the Detroit Lions. And first off, it was Jeff Okudah. Jeff Okudah with an elbow injury popped up today. Questionable to go. Don't know how serious it is, but it's a good sign that it's questionable. So we'll see what goes on Sunday night. And then center, Frank Ragnow has a foot injury. You know, he doesn't practice. He's limited. He takes it easy most of the week. He's questionable. He should be good to go like he has been all year. The only out guy is offensive guard Coyote Awosika with an ankle. Did not practice. He's been out for a bit. So defensive tackle Michael Brockers has a new ankle injury. He must have hurt in practice because he doesn't play. So it looks like he's questionable though, but he'll probably be a healthy scratch on Sunday. Fullback Jason Kabinda has a knee injury as well, limited practice. He's questionable as well. Right guard Evan Brown, ankle, full practice. Look like he's good to go. Safety Deshaun Elliott does have a shoulder injury, limited practice. He's questionable. Dan Campbell seemed pretty hopeful or positive that he was going to play on Sunday night. And then running back Justin Jackson looked like he was back too. He had a hip injury going on. He was a full practice. Looks like he'll be that third running back, getting some carries and playing some special teams, being our primary kick returner. So not a lot of injuries going on. A surprising one with Jeff Okudah, but it looks like he probably is going to play. Might see some Mike Hughes in there, like it's been going on for the past couple of weeks. We do remember that Okudah did get benched last week for a bit, and they were playing Mike Hughes a lot. So we'll see what happens. Now for the Packers, nobody really, the list is kind of long, but the only guy that's really questionable is tight end Josh DeGuara. He has a calf injury. He was a limited practice during the week. He didn't practice 1 or 2 days, but he did get in there for a little bit limited time. But he's the only one who's really questionable. They got like tight end Mercedes Lewis, who had some vet rest. He's full practice. They had David Bakhtiari, the offensive tackle, had some knee and an abdominal problem. He's limited practice. Looks like he's questionable, but looks like he's probably good to go. And then guard tackle Elton Jenkins with the knee. He was limited practice as well, but no real injury designation. Running back Aaron Jones with a knee and ankle. No injury designation. And then offensive tackle Josh Neiman. There was a shoulder, full practice. Cornerback Keyshawn Nixon, look up for that guy in special teams with a groin, limited practice. Wide receiver Christian Watson, the rookie, the hip, limited practice. Looks like linebacker Chris Barnes with a hand injury. He was full practice, good to go. And looked like safety Rudy Ford with the wrist and a knee, full practice. Then quarterback Aaron Rodgers does have a right thumb and a knee thing going on right now, but he was full practice. It looks like he's ready to rock and roll for the Green Bay Packers. And let's get rid of this nonsense right here like we always do. Let's figure that out. Though, that's really about it, man. Lengthy list, but looks like majority are going to be playing this football game. You never know what happens, though, Sunday night. Something could happen, can get a setback. But let's talk about the rankings right now. We start off with the Lions, and we're going on the offense. 393.4 yards total. That puts us at 4th in the league. Passing yards, 253.9, puts us at 8th overall. in the NFL. Rush yards, 129.7, puts us at 11th. We're scoring 27.1 points a game. That puts us at 5th overall in the NFL. Our first downs converted from third downs is at a 41.2%, puts us at 13th. Overall, the 4th ranked offense in the NFL, a juggernaut of an offense. So there's no real complaints there, except I still think they need to play a little bit better on the road, but hopefully that happens Sunday night. And then the Packers offense, total yards, 355.9 yards, puts them at 16th. They pass for 215.2 yards a game, puts them at 17th. They rush for 125.6 yards a game. That puts them at 13th. Good rushing attack. They score 22.1 points a game, puts them at 14th, a little bit better than average. And their third down conversion rates into first downs is at a 39.9% clip, puts them at 17th. And overall, they're ranked around the 14th ranked offense in the NFL. A little bit better than average. Nothing special this year, though. They haven't, it's not the Packers of old, but still a dangerous offense when they need to be. And then for the defense, we start off with us again. Total yards, we give up 414.3 yards a game. That puts us at 32. Passing against us, 249.4 yards, puts us at 30th. Rushing, 149.3 yards against us, puts us at 29th. Scoring 25.7 points against us. That puts us at 29th too as well. Stopping the third downs into first downs is at a 45.8%. It puts us at 30th. Overall, we're around the 30th ranked defense in the NFL. Not quite the worst, but hovering right around there. But we've been playing better defense as of late. So they need to really step that up this Sunday night. And then the Packers defense, it's not a bad defense. It's a little bit worse than average. But total yards, they give up 349.8 yards a game. That puts them at 15th. They have a really good passing defense. Teams are only throwing 195.6 yards against them, puts them at 4th. They give up 141.8 yards on the ground. You could run on these guys. That puts them at 26th. They're giving up 21.9 points a game, puts them at 17th. And their third down conversion rate stopping at the first downs is at a 37.9%. That puts them at 8th overall in the NFL. It's a pretty good clip. And then 17th overall defense in the NFL. An opportunistic defense, kind of just like the Detroit Lions. They've been taking the ball away a lot lately, especially during their winning streak in their past 6 games or whatever it has been. They've won like 4 or 5 in a row, I believe. Don't quote me on that number exactly, but they have been pretty good defensively the past close to 2 months. Kind of like us, taking the ball away. That's what they've been doing really well, especially that secondary. Now the Packers roster, you guys know who it is. Quarterback Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love, the backup. Don't really think we're going to see Jordan Love. Running backs, Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, 2 guys that they used a ton. Both can catch the football. Dillon's more of the hammer, more of the short yardage guy. Dillon is a good running back, though, between the tackles, between the guards. He even has some uncharacteristic speed on him that you don't really think he does for a big fella. Jones can do a lot of good things, too, as well. Catches the ball, runs hard, very fast. Wide receivers, Alan Lazard, he's a decent wide receiver. Nothing special, but he did have a good game against us last time. Christian Watson is probably their electric guy, the rookie. He's had some major, huge games this year, some stinkers too as well. Gets hurt a lot, but he is a problem if he can get in open space. And another rookie, Romeo Dobbs, and then Randall Cobb, the seasoned veteran. That's pretty much the 4 guys they use. They throw a couple other guys in there, but those are the 4 guys you should be worried about. Then tight end, Robert Tonyan. They don't really have another go-to guy. They got like Mercedes Lewis and stuff like that, guys that can run block and all that. But Josh DeGuara, but they're mainly blockers, but they can catch a ball every now and then. But Robert Tonyan is their receiving tight end. Then O-line, left tackle David Bakhtiari. He's a good one, but he's been banged up as well too. But he's a really good tackle. Left guard Elton Jenkins a little bit banged up as well. He's a solid one too. Center Josh Myers, right guard John Runyon, and then right tackle Josh Neiman. Pretty good O-line. It's probably one of the best in the NFL. They love to run behind this line. They protected Aaron Rodgers most of the year. They keep him pretty clean. So that's a really good O-line. So I'm really looking forward to our D-line versus that O-line because we really need to beat them up. It's going to be a tough matchup, man. Now defensively, D-linemen, they got defensive end Preston Smith. I think is probably one of their best players on the team. He can get to the quarterback. He's another good one. Defensive tackle Kenny Clark, who can get the job done as well from the inside. Defensive tackle Jaron Reed, and then defensive end Kingsley Onagbari. He can get it to the quarterback a little bit too. And then defensive end Justin Hollins, who they just called over. I think they picked him up off waivers. But I believe he was on the Giants. Don't quote me on that either as well. But they picked him up. He got a sack right away. So, they got some guys on that D-line that can get to the quarterback. Preston Smith for sure being one of them. Kenny Clark from the inside causes lots of problems. Rashad Gary and guys like defensive tackle Dean Lowry are on the IR. That's big for the Packers. It's big for the Lions because those two are two good football players right there. And then linebackers, they got Quay Walker, the rookie out of Georgia, who I think makes plays all over the field. Sometimes he's a little bit undisciplined, but he's a pretty good linebacker who can make some plays. Then Devondre Campbell, he's back. He's back in the mix too. He's another pretty good linebacker. And then Isaiah McDuffie. Those are the three guys that I'm kind of worried about. Nobody really else, but I think Quay Walker's a pretty solid one right there. And then the DBs, I think, is one of their biggest strengths, man. They got safety Adrian Amos, former Bear. He's over there making plays. Cornerbacks, I think they got two really good ones. Rasul Douglas and cornerback Jair Alexander. Lockdown guys, man, that have been kind of up and down this year, but they do pick the quarterback off. Alexander's got about 5 interceptions on the year. Douglas might have about 4 or 5 himself as well, so they can do some damage in that secondary. Then safety Darnell Savage, and then safety Rudy Ford. So, an underappreciated, I guess, defense, what you will. They got some playmakers that will get to the quarterback, that will cause some problems for quarterbacks in general, just for offenses in general. So they can do some damage. Now, let's talk this Lions offense versus Packers D. This Lions offense, man, you guys know we're top 5 in the league, 4th overall. What you can do against this defense in Green Bay is you can run on them. I've talked about it over and over and over again. They should be able to run on these guys. They give up a lot of yards. They give up some points as well. They're about average in the point department, though, but 26 in yards against on the ground. So they're going to have to get Swift going. They're going to have to get Jamal Williams going. And then, you got Justin Jackson back. So you got 3 horses. Use them. I think you need to really use them, and you can use those short area passes, to your tight ends that Jared Goff's been using a lot lately, throwing the ball to the running backs a lot lately. That can extend, that literally extends your running game. That literally extends your running game with the short passes here and there. You don't have to completely go nuts and go completely deep against these guys. Alexander picked off Goff last time they played. Alexander's got all kinds of confidence too coming into this game. He literally shut down Justin Jefferson. Didn't do it all by himself, but he's got some confidence coming into this game. It's going to be interesting to see who Jair Alexander, their cornerback, is going to cover. I don't think he's going to cover St. Brown. I really don't see it. He'll be on Chark. He'll be on Reynolds. I'm guessing he'll be on Chark for majority. Even though Amon-Ra St. Brown is our best wide receiver, I just don't see him going into the slot much. He could completely take away St. Brown. Worries me a bit, but then you got, I think DJ Chark can win some battles with Rasul Douglas if that happens. And I see Josh Reynolds. Josh Reynolds could have a day. Josh Reynolds could have a bigger day than what we think. He hasn't done much the past, I don't know how many weeks. He kind of started off really nice, got hurt, came back, kind of been slowly getting him in. And then you got to get Jameson Williams involved. You don't need to be throwing this kid all the way down the field, 20, 25 plus yards down the field and throwing him the ball. And I think last week we're starting to see J-Mo getting involved a little bit more. Ben Johnson wasn't shooting him all the way down the field, trying to get him the ball. They were trying to get him the ball early and often. Short area passes, 10, 15 yards. They gave him that end sweep around. They're trying to get the ball in his hands. For some reason, Goff and him just don't have the chemistry down. It's going to take some time because, there's more than one wide receiver on this team. And we got some good ones, I think. We don't have superstar wide receivers. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown is bordering on that. But we got some other guys that, that Goff has to worry about too. It's not just the J-Mo show, but we do need to see J-Mo get involved 100%. And pounding the ball, running the ball is what this team is going to need to do to keep Aaron Rodgers off that field. Now, that's a segue into that. Let's talk this Lions defense versus that Packers offense. Now, our defense has been playing pretty good football for over 2 months. We have here and there, we've been giving up a ton of yards, had that real bad brain fart, that really bad one against the Carolina Panthers where we just couldn't stop anything. Couldn't stop the run, couldn't stop the pass, couldn't stop points. Just couldn't stop anything. We can't have one of those games again. We can't have one of those games where this defense doesn't show up. They need to show up for this game because Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon will wear you out. And then if you give and you start worrying about this offense, they start getting those big chunks, that's when Aaron Rodgers shines. He's going to look at that. He's going to be like the passes. They're going to start worrying about the run. That's when he'll hit you with those play actions. He rolls out. And when Aaron Rodgers is comfortable back there, rolling around, rolling to his right, rolling to his left, making those kooky throws. Sometimes he throws off his back foot when he's rolling to his left and he just literally throws the ball and he just kind of like wings it. That's when you know you're in trouble. We need to pressure him. We need to stop the run somehow. We need to stop the run. We didn't stop the run last week. Justin Fields ended up getting hurt that game. He stayed in there, but he was banged up. They couldn't get him going after that. But he did have over 100 yards on the ground in the first quarter. So don't sleep on guys like Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. And I know they're not. They're not sleeping on guys like that because those guys are two great running backs. They really are. Aaron Jones is a problem. He's fast. He catches the ball well in the backfield. He reminds me a lot of DeAndre Swift. They're very similar backs. They're very similar backs, man. They'll make you miss. They'll make you look stupid. Catch the ball in the backfield. They're slippery, and they can hit the home run. So you have to be really careful with Aaron Jones. And then A.J. Dillon will wear you out because he's 240-something pounds. He is running through you. He's got speed too. He's actually got some hands too as well. Good running back right there. It's a good tandem. It's a really good tandem. And then, you got to worry about guys like Christian Watson, Alan Lazard, who will hurt you in the passing game. Lazard had a pretty nice game against us last time to get over. I want to say he had over 80, 90 yards and then a touchdown. Watson didn't do much. But Watson's been a lot better lately. He's been a little bit banged up, though, again. But it looks like he's probably playing. Kind of hope he doesn't, tell you the truth, man. To be honest, I really don't want to see him out there because he has played a lot better. But Lazard's a problem. Watson's a problem. Romeo Dobbs, they'll throw him in every now and then. Randall Cobb, the vet. They got a pretty good wide receiver core. Not the best, but they have a pretty solid one. And then Robert Tonyan, the ex-Detroit Lion, by the way. Kind of rounds it off at tight end. And we all know Rodgers likes to use that tight end. So you got to get in Rodgers' face. You got to stop the run. You got to make him feel uncomfortable. You got to make the whole team feel uncomfortable. And you got to score often. I'm just really, really worried about this game because it's on the road. Everything's on the line here. Even if Seattle does lose against the Rams, if Seattle does win against the Rams, we need to go over there and we need to beat them to get them out of the playoffs. And that's what Dan Campbell, that's what Amon-Ra St. Brown said, that they're just going to that they're going there to win the football game. No matter what happens, they're going there to win the football game. They got to worry about what they got to do, though. Worry about what they got to do. So you got to beat up on these Packers. This is the big game. I'm taking the Lions. I'm a little bit on edge with it. I'm not 100% comfortable, but I'm comfortable enough to say that I think they're going to win this football game. So I'm taking the Lions. I'm going to say the Lions are going to win 29-26. Detroit Lions. Woo! 29-26 Detroit Lions. Packers don't go to the playoffs. That's all that matters. And we'll see what happens with this Seattle-LA game. We don't know. But that's it, guys. That's the video. I expect a really good game in Lambeau. I really do. I don't think there's going to be a blowout on either side of the ball. I would love to see the Lions blow them out, but I don't think it's going to happen, man. I'm just a little bit nervous because it's a road game, and we just play differently on the road. We need to prove that we're not just a home team. We need to prove that, man. And we won a couple games on the road. Don't get me wrong, but we just play a little bit different on the road. We need to scrap that, man, and just pound the ball. Get that ball in the end zone, man, and stop Aaron Rodgers from scoring touchdowns. But that's it, guys. Thanks a lot. I appreciate the views. I appreciate everybody tuning in and watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button on the bottom right. Don't forget to hit the notification bells, go in the corner and get all my videos. And don't forget to like, comment, share this out. What do you guys think, guys? It's going to be a good game at Lambeau Field. Lots on the line, man. And go Lions, one pride. Boom, baby. Let's go. Woo!